Welcome to Take a Break with History, an educational series from Abraham Lincoln Bookshop in Chicago. Take a Break with History has been produced periodically since March of 2020 and is currently, as of 2025, presented on the first and third Fridays of each month as a live stream on the Facebook account of Abraham Lincoln Bookshop. Each episode explores books, documents, or artifacts that are part of our inventory and part of the historical legacy of President Abraham Lincoln and the U.S. Civil War. Learn more about our shop and about the material featured on this program at alincolnbookshop.com. That's alincolnbookshop.com. We hope you enjoy Take a Break with History from Abraham Lincoln Bookshop in Chicago. If it's on our shelves, it's history.
Welcome to Take a Break with History. I'm Daniel Weinberg, and here we are at the Abraham Lincoln Bookshop in Chicago. Bjorn is behind the camera, and he and I are both following safe practices while we're going to and from this place and being here as well. Now, you're home with nothing much to do, so we're coming to you. Each day, except for Sunday, at 1 p.m. Central Time, we'll bring you on an historical journey with some new artifacts so you can take a break with history. Now, you're on Facebook, so we ask you to please like and share us, and also comment as well. We always enjoy those. Now, today we're going to bring some Gettysburg maps to you. We happen to have a number of them all together in one shot. Usually they come one at a time. Here we have a number. We're going to start out with John Bachelder. He was the historian of Gettysburg, of course. And here we have one of his maps, an isometrical map, drawn by him and published in 1863. Bachelder had been commissioned by the Army to produce a topographical map with a grid to accompany a pamphlet that listed the units according to their position on that grid. Bachelder was then allowed to commercially produce the print, and we'll show that in a moment. This is one of the 6 versions he offered, being an uncolored or tinted version, but with an overlaid grid. Printed signatures of generals who had attested to the accuracy, includes Doubleday and Hancock, Howard, Sykes, Sedgwick, and Warren. Now, the bottom is George Meade stating, "I am perfectly satisfied with the accuracy with which the topography is delineated and the position of the troops laid out." I once owned that wonderful letter. I know where it is. I'd love to get it back if he's watching. Perhaps the most famous Gettysburg print, and still regarded as a superior rendering of the topography and troop dispositions of both companies and regiments. Besides the locations of units and their commanders, there are creeks, roads, bridges, fences, houses with their owners' names, and places where key officers were killed, wounded, or taken prisoner. Now let's go to that commercial print that I just talked to you about. And it's really a gorgeous one of all of the ones we've had. This is one of the nicest ones we've had. And it's mainly because I'm going to bring this forward so Bjorn can get up to it and see it, and without all this light coming out of it. This is the hand-colored version. We've seen maybe 3 or 4 of these different types of hand colorings. Must have been 3 or 4 painters in the back. Bachelder was one of the first to actually put clouds into a print. But to do that, this is the commercial one now, he had to make it a little bit larger, but he also had to squish down George Meade's attestation to it. The others are still here, but that's what they had with this one. This actually has the original glass, bubble glass on it, and we did take off the acidic backing, which is wood, and you can barely see a little bit of the acid burns. All of them have that, period. They're all like that. But they all don't have its original frame. And this beautiful wood frame with gilt in the inside is just gorgeous. Now, it wasn't the only map, strangely enough, to have been published the year of the battle. And around the corner here, we happen to have Theodore Ditterline's map called the Field of Gettysburg. It was the first commercially produced map and considered the first map of the battlefield. It was released a mere 3 months after the battle. It's an oval-shaped map depicting troop and artillery positions, hills and other topographic features indicated by line shadings, and drainage roads, railroads, houses with, again, names of the residents. Union forces are marked in blue and Confederates in red. It's certainly scarcer than John Bachelder's better-known prints, but it was published and praised by publisher George Childs of the Philadelphia Public Ledger in October of 1863, and now in an announcement that expressed his high opinion of the map, quote, which is shared by several officers in the battle, unquote. And that's what we saw printed on there from the actual letters that Bachelder received. Now, come, I'm going to show you. We're going to go through the shop again. Here we are. We miss showing you being here, but here we are. We have another ladder here. This one came from our old shop, by the way. This has always been here. And I'm going to show you another map that is really spectacular. This is, again, another one that Bachelder had a real hand in. But it's probably one of the most well-crafted, let alone famous engravings that come out of the war. This intricately engraved print is certainly the most evocative of Civil War period lithographs. In 1870, noted artist James Walker was commissioned by John Bachelder, who of course is the Gettysburg expert, to paint an account of Pickett's charge, which was titled "The Repulse of Longstreet's Assault at the Battle of Gettysburg." The oil was a massive work by 7.5 by 20 feet. But then came this commercial engraving. Bachelder was the historical arranger, and it was engraved by Henry Hall. His original wood frame here is enhanced by an original inner gilt trim and elaborate outer frame. The entire is about 49 by 28 inches. And it's just a beautiful piece that would go wonderfully in above a fireplace or somewhere really spectacular. You have to have the room for it. But it's also and strangely enough, we have the descriptive key, 96 pages that came with this as well. And here it is from New York in 1870. Bachelder put this together. Actually, it was his own printing company that did this. And what they did was put in a map, just like the one you saw there, but with a key on it. I'm not going to open it up. It's a little bit too tender to do that. But you see on the top all the numbers, and those are part of a key telling who all those people and places are on the battlefield. And interesting, now this is it's a description of the painting. It talks about that. And then, of course, it's also as a way to sell his map. And he has prices in here. Let that go. He has a colored proof, a proof that's tinted, a tinted with one tint on lighter paper, and then a very light one without the sky, which is in here as well. They range from $15 to $3. I'm sorry we can't help you with those prices anymore. Interestingly, he was also touting other works that he was producing, like the Last Hours of Lincoln, which is well known, and sayings of prominent men, eminent men about that. But for this particular pamphlet, he also put in facsimiles of letters about the painting and how well it was accomplished. Here is George Meade. The following one is a striking example, is James Longstreet, of all things. Bachelder had all of these original letters at one point. Years ago, decades ago, they all came out into auction and were scattered and are somewhere now. Strangely, we also have one other print of the Battle of Gettysburg. This is a relief map, topographical relief map, done in the 1920s. It was produced from a copy of General Warren's map from the Atlas to accompany the official records. It's to be published in a three-dimensional form by the Aero Service Corporation in Philadelphia and had a patent of $2,493,000 and change. And so this is one of the wonderful pieces that we also have. You can hear it's a plastic of a sort, but it is three-dimensional and one that would be beautiful on some wall. They don't come up very often. Now look, we've said for the last 3 or 4 episodes here, Take a Break with History, that you can still order books from the Abraham Lincoln Bookshop to keep you company and occupied while you're at home. And you'll find them on our website, or you can call by phone as well. I should tell you that I showed this yesterday as well. The Chicago Tribune talked about staying home and how people are filling their time without the entertainment world. Wait a minute. We are the entertainment world. Books are entertainment. What is better? So we're going to have 3 of them for your entertainment pleasure. One of them is Alan Gelzo's Gettysburg, The Last Invasion. It's, I believe, $35. And we have this if you want a modern good work on the battle. We also happen to have a classic work on Gettysburg Battle, The Gettysburg Campaign, A Study in Command by Edwin Coddington. This is one of the earlier books that came out when I came into the shop in the 70s. This one is in truly a fine dust jacket. And if you want a classic collectible work, as wonderful as it gets and a great read, this is it. Maybe you want to read the paperback and keep this beautiful. Another one that we have is George Stewart's Pickett's Charge. And this would go well with the Bachelder Walker Hall engraving that's in back of us that we just saw. This also is the classic first edition of the charge itself. Now look, you can always, if you need more entertainment, we have our studio, our broadcast studio over here, and you can always go to our YouTube channel to see the past interviews we've had with many, many historians, and we hope that you would enjoy those as well. Maybe this is your time to catch up. So we'll see you next on Monday at 1 p.m. Central Time with other exciting artifacts, because we all need breaks today, so you can take a break with history. You're on Facebook. Don't forget to like us and share us and comment. We'll say hello too. Thanks for being with us. See you Monday. Be safe.